The secret to winning more games in CFB 26 is simply scoring more points than your opponent. Luckily for you, in this video I'm breaking down the complete guide to my Georgia offensive ebook, including the best one-play touchdowns and red zone setups to make scoring on offense effortless. You're not going to miss out on any of the tips and plays I have for you in this video, so let's jump right into it. The first thing any great offense needs is a one-play touchdown to open up the game and force the defense back. Let me show you the best one right now from this Georgia offense. Alright, so this play is curls from gun Y off trips, alright? And so really what we're looking for is for them to be in a cover 3 defense, although this can work against cover 2, but let's show it against cover 3 first. To set up, put your outside receiver on a comeback route X. You're going to put your tight end on a shriek. You're going to block your running back. And then I would also recommend giving yourself a check down in case you get shedded like a curl route. So you're going to take the snap and you're just reading, does your line give you time? And then you just notice how if they do, then you're just going to be able to easily throw your post over the top. A key thing to understand though with this play is you want to make sure that your passing strength, your trips is on the short side here so that your post has plenty of room to run all the way across the field like this. But really this is the key right here, the comeback, because no one's on this side, this left side of the field. So this outside third defender, he just thinks the comeback is his responsibility, and so then he hesitates just a little bit, and that's really all you need to throw your post over the top. Also, don't forget your shriek route, because this is going to hold this inside third inside and prevent him from cheating all the way over there to guard the post. So like I said, if they decide to run cover 3, that's a great option for you. Now right here they're probably showing cover 1, and so when they show cover 1, honestly though, this is kind of like an everything beater. It's a one-play touchdown, but if they run man, you can still throw your comeback on the break and come back to the ball just like that, right? Or you could leave him on his curl if you wanted to, if they're in man coverage. But it's like you have a lot of options with this play, so I'm not even necessarily reading the coverage, right? What you understand though when they run cover 2 is a lot of people are told to use the mid-read defender, the middle linebacker, and so essentially they're taking that man off the field in a sense, especially if they don't get back there and defend that portion of the field that they're vacating with their user. So we drag Thomas right here, we put our man on a comeback again, and so this is what I'm talking about, where if we take the snap, we're just going to have that post wide open in the middle of the field, hit a spin, and turn that into a big gain because they took their mid-read defender off the field. If they leave the mid-read defender on the field, like they use or someone else, then you probably just look to your drag, or, sometimes the post still gets open, but you see how the timing is really perfect. You wait for this man to come down, then you throw this. If you want a playmaker up, that's certainly an option for you, but you just see how our line's giving us plenty of time to step up in the pocket, hit that post route, and the comeback route really does a great job of influencing these deep zones and moving them all the way towards the sideline. So really with this play curl, it's kind of a simple one of the easier setups I've seen all year to be able to bomb defenses, but it's just a simple comeback, a drag, and a post, and you're going to be winning pretty much every defense of the game every time. Alright, the next thing I want to break down is a super toxic RPO that's going to make your opponents rage quit all the time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so that play is going to be RPO read flat wheel from gun deuce close. Alright, really what makes this RPO super dangerous is the fact that you can actually hot route all of your receivers, all right? And so you can put your outside receiver on a flat, you can put your, tight end on a shriek. Like you could do so many different things with this RPO, and now you essentially have double flats. So now we take the snap. That's just an easy, quick throw out there, especially if you're like reading their corners where they're kind of setting up. You can very easily hit that. What you can also do is you can call a curl flat concept, where you put your man on a flat, then you have a hitch back inside, and so now you're just reading their hook zones. If their hooks drop far back, you hit your curl, and then maybe you could put your tight end out. So you could do something like this, where it's like now that's just an easy, well, I guess it was supposed to be an easy pass if it didn't get batted down. I would probably just leave him, maybe custom send him down one time instead of twice. So now the route concept probably just looks something like this, right? And so now we boom, take this out. I mean, we have our post route over the middle. That's certainly a good option. So you're really just reading their defenders, reading their user defender if they have a user defender on the play, right? Reading where he's going, but you can always just set up something like this and now just throw, I mean, I'm just getting screwed with my tight end. I had my flat, right? So maybe that tight end, like, he gets chipped up pretty often, so I probably wouldn't look to him. Maybe I would put him, I mean, I tried to put him on a hitch last time. It didn't work, but this time we're going to have our flat again, where you're reading that outside corner, and then you're just speed boosting after the catch, just like that. So it's like, it's going to be really effective for you to just have full freedom. Like, I would say it's pretty rare where you get an RPO where you can hot route all 4 of your receivers, and so it just becomes very obvious who we're hitting on this play because their flat defender is attached to the line of scrimmage. So he's just not going to be able to, he's just going to get outflanked out here towards the sideline. And then after the catch is really where it gets dangerous because look at this. You're able to just dumb out this guy's pursuit angle by speed boosting. And so you're going to be able to turn those passes into even bigger gains. So, I mean, I would say it's going to be pretty tough for them to defend this. Like I said, you can, custom them down. You can put guys on flats. You can do really you really have full freedom to do whatever you want, right? I mean, I would like to get some better rack animations, maybe. I mean, maybe I would freeform it to try to get the ball out in front of that guy, but it's going to be tough for them to just be able to defend this flat, right? You can also look to the other side. I mean, these tight ends get chipped so much. It is actually so annoying. But, I mean, I guess the receivers are the ones who end up being all right. Boom. And then, I think I just made the wrong read. But, oh my gosh, let's see, out of there. I meant to throw my out. So it's just like, I mean, you're just seeing it against every defense in the game. So many different options. Very rare that you have an RPO with 4 good options, especially when you hot route the play, right? You're just able to get out to the flat really quickly and turn a lot of these regular RPOs into huge gains down the field by simply using your route tree. Alright, so clearly you clicked on this video because you want to discover how to run the new best offense from the Georgia Playbook in CFB 26. What are you thinking? Go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down CFB 26 tips and tricks, give you guys free ebooks every single day. You don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full Georgia offensive ebook with full write-ups, videos, screenshots, everything you're going to need to dominate on offense from this Georgia Playbook, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab it today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. It's one of the easiest schemes I've ever released, and I guarantee it'll help you score more points in your next game. But let's jump into those final 3 plays. Because another thing that every offense needs is a play that can beat every single defense in the game, regardless of the situation, and you don't even have to think about it. Let me show you the best everything beater here from the Georgia Playbook. Alright, so we're going to come into post dig here from gun cluster halfback strong. We're going to put RB on a shriek, and we are going to put our running back on a table route, and we're going to put our tight end on a drag. So now it's going to look something like this. If you want to stem this post all the way down, that's an option for you. I would just, play around with it. But it's like we're going against a random defense, and this is why I say this is an everything beater, because you're never supposed to take sacks. You're really never supposed to have negative plays. I mean, certainly drops happen, but it's like no interceptions, no sacks. And that's the whole goal with this play. That's how the play is designed, because realistically, someone should be open enough to throw on every play. And it's just about going through your read progression. So again, here they're going to walk their safeties down, so we're maybe going to look right at the seam, or we're anticipating a blitz, right? Also, understand these flame icons. When you're looking on offense pre-play, you need to know who are the guys that will, if they blitz, who's going to come in free. And so I know who the 2 flame icons are. So if those guys blitz, I know I need to get rid of the ball, right? So boom, I'm going to take this snap. One of them blitzed, right? And he ended up coming in free, right? And so that's what I'm talking about, where you have to be ready to get rid of the ball. It was just, I saw it before the play, and then as soon as I snapped the ball, I see this guy flying. Right, and so I know the line just told me, hey, we're going to let this guy come in free. And so, I mean, it's really horrible because this was only a 4-man blitz, and they let a dude come in free. But it's like, still, that's the whole point. You don't want to take sacks. You need to know where your quick reads are just based on alignment, right? So now I see there's one flame icon. I don't really see that guy as a threat because he's too far back. Both of them actually are too far back, really, for it to be a problem for me. but just watching it, neither of them blitz, and so we just hit our underneath pass, right? So that's really what it's about. It's about going through the read progression. The first read really is the tight end for me, then probably the table route, then the return, and then maybe the backside post, and then the fifth option would be taking off. Okay, this slot corner will walk down. He has a flame icon over his head. He blitzes, and so the window where he left is just going to be wide open. So that's also something that where people kind of miss out is actually reading defenses. It's like, okay, well, how can you read flame icons? The line is literally telling you who they're going to let come in free, and so it's going to be up to you to get rid of the ball, right? So we've seen pretty much every defense at this point now. Right here, again, reading flame icons before the play. We have one. He's not going to blitz, though, I can tell based on the way he's set up, right? He doesn't, and so now we have our return route open right there, and so we just hit it on the sideline. So really with this play, going through the progression, stepping up the pocket, recognizing where the free rushers could possibly be coming from, and getting rid of the ball on time. Drags are always a great option against man. We hit him, and we turn it into a big gain. So really post-day from cluster, you have a lot of really great options, but especially when you're, playing online or in games, really reading those flame icons so you know who's going to be coming in free and where you need to get rid of the ball. Alright, so before I jump to those final two plays that, again, you're absolutely not going to miss, I want to remind you to go down below, hit that subscribe button. I'm the only one right now breaking down CFB 26 tips and tricks, giving you guys free ebooks every single day. You don't want to miss out on any of the content I have. So what are you thinking? Go down below, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump to those final two plays. Alright, the next thing I want to break down is the best run play here from this playbook, because every offense needs a run play so you don't have to pass all the time. Let me show you a great one from the Georgia offense. Alright, so we're going to come into pistol, Y off trips, it's halfback, wide, zone, weak. Alright, so understand this is a run play, okay? And so with run plays, we're not talking about passing plays. It's not like you can count on a run play to beat every single defense every time. But what I will say is if your guys, it's one key block right here. It's really 57. If he can seal the edge defender, you're going to have room to run. If that defender kicks out, right, so that's what you're really reading. If the guy kicks out, like right here, he kicks all the way out, so I can't run. He set the edge really well, so I'm forced to cut back. But really, again, I don't really have anywhere to run. They really do a great job of shooting gaps, right? But if this guy can seal the edge, right, then we're going to have room to run. Again, you see how far 18 the defensive end is setting this edge, and so he's really forcing me to constantly cut back. And so if you can't run, this is an outside zone run, so you're trying to run outside. Right here they give me the cutback lane, and so I take it. So I would say pretty often, unfortunately, you end up having to cut back. Right here, it looks like I might have that edge, and so see, you can rip off pretty good runs if you can get outside, because obviously the defense is going to be inside. So boom, I mean right here, that's just the nastiest and easiest cutback lane, and this is why I say the speed boost is such a critical skill to master when you're on offense and when you're running the ball, because it's going to allow you to really turn runs like this into huge gains. You see how number 4 has the easiest, cleanest tackle on me, but I just speed boost, dumb out his pursuit angle, and I'm able to make him miss. Obviously, there's another defender on that side to make that play, but it's like right here, I'm just going to cut back. That's the power of the speed boost, because you're able to use it when you need to cut back. Instead of probably what you're doing right now is when you see a cutback lane, you're just aiming the left stick. But I'm able to get in between this gap right here, boom, and then I'm able to cut up again. Now, having agile players on offense is certainly going to help you, but it's like not only do we make the defensive end miss, but we also make number 20 miss, and we're able to turn that into a bigger gain. So you're trying to get out here to the edge, right? This should be, oh my gosh, I just messed up this speed boost, so that should have been a touchdown. But it's like, if you can get out to the edge, that's great. If they walk their safeties down, like right here, it's like you're probably not going to have anywhere to run. But really, like I said, the key block is 57. Can he seal the edge defender, or is he going to allow that man to kick out and force you to cut back? That's what you're reading. If they give you like a lane to cut back, you certainly take it. Or you just, I'm looking to keep it bouncing out to the edge, right? But if they just this is just easy, right? And so you're just able to speed boost, make some of these guys miss, and turn it into a big game. So like I said, it's a run play, but when you can speed boost by using right trigger, left stick where you're running, you're looking to bounce it out to the edge, but then if you need to, you're going to cut it back. But really, wide zone weak, a really great run play from pistol. All right, so the next critical thing that every scheme needs to get better with is actually having a red zone play that you can count on, so that instead of kicking field goals, you're scoring touchdowns. Let me show you the best one from the Georgia offense. All right, so we're gonna come into gun wing trips. This play is RPO read snag. Okay, so really with this, you're just going to, this is going to be an, obviously like the play says, it's an RPO, but it has a motion. And so this is really great against zone coverages like cover 2 and cover 3, although it can beat every defense in the game. You just have to make the read. So you're going to bring your guy in motion, get a pretty good tell and a good feel for what covers they're in. Now, if they're running man coverage like they were right there, you want to be very careful, okay? Because it's like if he doesn't get good body positioning, like you could throw a pick. Like right here, it's like they get a knockout. So this is, if they run man coverage, you're more so looking for your other options, right? You're going to look for your drag right here, or you're probably just going to look to hand the ball off right here. This time I'm going to look to hand the ball off because they're in man. So if they're in man, I normally just like to hand the ball off, or if my drag gets open, that's great. I think they're in zone here. So if we bring this guy in motion, they run zone, you just see how now it's going to be wide open, especially when they're in cover 2, cover 3 defenses. That pass is going to be wide open. So what makes this play great is you get that man zone tell right off the snap. All right, they're in man, and so, I mean, sometimes you can still throw it if they're in man, like right there, where you can still throw that pass. He boxes the guy out. You have proper body positioning. So, you know, when they run man, don't think that you can't throw it. It's just a whole lot harder to throw. But it's like, okay, well, you can also just hand the ball off too. So you're really trying to, like, if you can get a beat on what they're calling down in the red zone, and they're calling a lot of zone, which I would say most people run zone coverage a lot in the red zone, right? So if they're going to run a whole bunch of zone, well, this is your play, because that, like, we're gonna look at the replay, but that wheel is gonna push the flat zones outside, and then it's gonna open up a lane for this to open, or the hitch. So boom, this is the flat defender. You see he's kind of cheating, but he has to respect the wheel, and so then that just gives us the easiest pass lead inside for a touchdown. So really with this play, when I'm telling you, you're reading man zone with this motion. Okay, zone, and now I throw it. Right? Or maybe they weren't man, I'm not too sure, but kind of look like zone. So it's like you're getting that man zone tell. If they give you man, you're probably going to hit your drag or hand the ball off. If they're running zone, the hitch over the ball route is normally going to be wide open. So right here, you know, pretty good defense there, where it's like, okay, I hit my drag, I only pick up like a yard, so probably just would have been better off handing the ball off right there. But we go with it again, man. And we just have to, I mean, this time we pretty much have to. We break a tackle, and so we're able to, you know, fall forward for some yards. So really, a really creative, unique RPO play. If they go ahead and run, you know, any type of zone defense, you're just going to have, like, I mean, you don't even see touchdowns this easy. Like, touchdowns don't come this easy in the red zone. They're not supposed to. But if you can get them in zone coverage, that's going to be a great play for you to call to score some more easy touchdowns. All right, so if you found any of those 5 plays from this Georgia offense helpful, or you're going to take them into your next game, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. Again, I give you guys free tips and tricks, ebooks every single day on this channel, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want to see my full Georgia offensive ebook with the full written breakdowns, video screenshots, so deep, so concise, so easy to run, honestly, just like you saw in this video, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab it today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. Again, like I said, super easy to run, and I guarantee you to transform your offense. But if you want to see a gameplay of me running that scheme against a real opponent in a live action game, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Peace.